This podcast is going to be a lot of spoilers in this podcast, and I'm sorry that this podcast is late. So let's get into it. This is Deep Dive Podcast, and I'm your host, Gamer Anton D. We are going to review Last of Us Episode 3, and we are gonna talk about Bill and Frank. So, real quickly, we're gonna talk about them being together. I'm actually okay with it. I'm like, alright, that's good for them. And then now we're gonna talk about them being in the game. I'll be honest, I don't remember them in the game. I was over here when they introduced Bill and Frank. I was like, okay. I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, why do I don't remember them from the game? Like I tried to remember, so like I'm like I wasn't like really focused on the show. I was just really focused. I'm like, okay, I need to remember this. Come on now, come on now. I played Last of Us. I already finished it, and I'm like over here. I'm like, okay, I need to remember. I need to remember. But yeah, but I don't remember them at all. I even saw like the pictures of them. No, actually, Bill was actually technically he was in the game, but Frank was technically in the game, but like he only left a note. I think I might be wrong with that, but I was like, I saw the Bill image from the game. I was like over here, okay, yeah, I don't remember them. I don't remember Bill actually. So yeah, that was a little bit interesting. Yeah, but honestly, with Bill and Frank being in the whole series, I was okay with it. It was interesting to have like a different point of view person than Joe and Ali. I was like, okay, yeah, like they survived that long. That was interesting. Of them dying, both of them, I was like, oh wow, okay, oh my god, that's pretty sad. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, man, like, you know, um, the one thing that I'm curious about Frank is why he was in a wheelchair. I don't know if they explained it, but I was like over here, I was like, okay. I be honest, when Frank was in the wheelchair, I think that was Bill because Bill got shot. I was like, oh, nah, it's not Bill, it's Frank. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's it for Bill and Frank. We're gonna move on to the zombies. So in that episode, I think there was only like two zombies, and yeah, I am not like, oh shoot, why there's no zombies? I'll be honest, if you played Last of Us and like think that they're gonna add like more zombies or something like that, or if you like just watch the show because of zombies, like I believe that. I was like, okay, I be honest, they're not gonna be focusing on the zombies because I feel like HBO already knows. They'd be like, okay, we should not rely on the zombies. We should have some different stuff going on, like the human versus human thing that did not happen yet. But like, yeah, they focus on the different stuff, like how those people survive, like Beyond Frank, and yeah, just like them and like Joe and Ali driving and like spending some time together, or not, they didn't even drive. I'm sorry, like probably walk. Uh, sorry, memory. And okay, moving on to the zombie thing too. We're gonna talk about Ali is a little bit nicer to Joe. I was really happy about that. I was like, okay, at least like because in the game, yeah, like when Tessa died, Ali was nice. Even in the show, I was like, okay, yeah, she's gonna be a little bit nicer. Like being a little nicer to Joe, and like people don't even realize. Like it was just like small things that she's being nice to Joe with, and even in the show they did that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I like how they did that actually. And the fun Easter egg that I found was it was Ali T-shirt. I like how they changed, and then now she looks like the classic Ali because of just the T-shirt, and I really like that. I know a lot of people talk about that already. I was like, I still want to talk about that though. Yeah, it's so fascinating to like to just to decide to make her wear the red T-shirt. So I was like really happy about that, honestly. And yeah, the next one that I want to talk about is the introduction of the Raiders. So I was really fascinated about that because I was kind of wondering. I'm like, okay, how they gonna introduce the other like the human? Like, there's like human people will like raid stuff. Like they're gonna raid the houses and that stuff and like different stuff. Like they have a group and then you know what I mean? Like they rob. Like they take the gas. They even rob people, even though like it's an apocalypse. So yeah, or yeah, basically yeah. I found that a little bit interesting, the Raiders, but like it's just it's they didn't show a lot in this episode, but even though that they didn't show a lot. It was interesting that how they introduced them. This is basically the Raiders just basically died because they catch on fire and they fell on the trap. So yeah, that was that was cool. I kind of like that. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is the next episode that already happened. That the brother. So I don't. I'm not gonna say the name of it because I don't want to spoil the name of the brother. But I'm really happy that they're gonna introduce him, even though actually the next episode they're not gonna introduce the brother yet. They're still going there. They're still going to the brother. So like probably the episode I think what is this episode probably 5 they're gonna show um the brother of Joe. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for this podcast. If you guys like this podcast, hit the like button. And if you're a new person, sorry, hit the subscribe button because I will do more podcasts like this. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.